other than that, pretty subpar pieces. This one's pretty good. ER, crit damage, and a lot of attack. On Skyward Harp, with this much attack, and 68, 147 at C6. Then Sheffers C0 with, I'm actually running Mated Beloved, with Black Tassel, and 80 out of 80, just to be a healer and buffer. And then my Glee on 2-piece Shimanoa, 2-piece Crimson Witch, with R2 Lost Prayer. That's the team I've been running recently, and I've really been enjoying it. Towards, or at least after the farming, I want to do a Spiral Abyss run to show you guys how good this team is. I was able to 36-star the Abyss and clear most of the chambers with this team incredibly fast. Sometimes even faster than really popular meta teams with like Farina and Udao and Ayaka and Nahida and stuff. So they've been very, very powerful together. So let's stop yapping and get into the Golden Troupe domain. They're able to clear this domain quite quickly as well, which is nice, especially with that quality of life change from last patch where when you redo a domain, you spawn closer to the key, which is nice. Another thing, and I mentioned this in a previous video, is that this team doesn't require ults to be useful at all. In fact, some of them, well, pretty much only Yamiko's, I think, is a damage loss, as opposed to keeping her turrets on field. And I use Klee as my main DPS and driver. So, let's jump into the domain and I'll show you guys. I did put a Maiden Beloved set onto my Sheffers because I kind of needed a healer for Spiral Abyss, and she only needs 40k attack to give the maximum attack buff. I mean 40k HP to give the maximum attack buff, and I'm a little bit short, but that's alright because the rest of my team does a lot of damage. So her healing's been really nice. So what I do is I'll start out by throwing down Yamiko's turrets, then proccing an overload with Glee, then swapping to Sheffers to proc her overload passive, and then I'll go back through all my units and summon their turrets, and then I'll go ham with Glee. I did that pretty slowly so I can show you, but most of the time I do it pretty quickly, just to let the turrets have the most time on field while Glee is still active. But as you can see, even when I was kind of lollygagging, a lot of damage and pretty quick clear. And you can see my Chevreuse does a pretty good chunk of healing. Death Goblin, not super useful. I still have to decide if I want Albedo or not. I'm thinking if I'm trying to get C6 Yamiko, I'm thinking maybe I just use as many pulls as I can for Miko and then use the remaining ones. See if I probably lose a 50-50 or something, then I'll use those for Albedo. You can see the rotation is just so quick with these guys, and no bursts really needed. Fischl's is really useful for Oz uptime, so she can have him out 24/7. And even if Fischl's cooldown is back for her Oz, sometimes I like to use ult just instead for the bit of healing it gives. And also the invulnerability that bursts give to the character if I'm in a pretty dangerous situation. I don't want Fischl getting killed while she casts Oz. So I'll just use the burst, or just like then Yeah, no retries, just I went one full time and I cleared it first try. So let's go ahead and jump into floor 9. I'm gonna do the overload team first half because second half you see those pyro enemies. So we'll go ahead and throw Glee, then Yamiko, then Chevreuse. Where is she? There we go. And Fischl last. For the second half, we'll do maxed out, and your kit really doesn't. Actually, your kit does add a 40% normal attack damage buff, so never mind. Ouch. These guys are kind of hurting me. I remember when I cleared this floor the first time, this was much quicker. That was a bit of a slower clear for that floor, but... or that chamber. But it's only floor 10, so we're okay. Like, see, this is only a 2 opponent. Oh gosh, ouch. 2 opponent room. This didn't happen last time either, where this one ran over to the corner. Maybe we can get them both trapped here. Oh, I didn't crit that one. Little door set up again. Maybe we can get a big number off of him. 400,000 fortune, 40,000. Not bad. Alright, now let's go on to floor 11. Let's see. We'll probably do... yeah, we'll do Navia on side 1 this time, actually. And the Glee team on side 2. So, Navia, Farina, Bennett. Where's Bennett? And Chockley. Second half, Glee. And Miko. Chevreuse. And Fischl. Here we are in floor 11. We'll do this meta one. Attack plus 40. Oh, it's one of the protect the thing. I'm not a fan of these. I really don't like these, to be honest. They always end up getting hit somehow, even if I'm like paying so much attention to them. I don't really think I'm going to use my full burst rotation here. At least not until I need to. I don't remember what enemies are on this floor. It looks like it's like all slimes. It is all slimes. See, that's pretty easy. Next side. Oh, this is the one of the specters and the mimics. I like the mimics. I know a lot of people, especially like early on in the lifetime of Genshin, hated the Oceanid enemy, but honestly I kind of really liked it. I am a big fan of Pyro and Electro characters, and all of them deal with the mimics pretty well. I think I know Hu Tao was one of my first limited characters. Well, that's a bad example because she can't touch them. But I played a lot of Yanfei, played a lot of Ningguang, and Fischl. They do pretty well, so I never really understood the hate for the Oceanid. The only thing I don't really like about it is how long it takes to do, because you have to kind of sit through the whole animation and everything of it splitting apart and just flying around and throwing stuff at you. That was a really fast clear of that floor. I'm gonna save Glee's Burst for the second half. I think it's 2 of the big ruin graders. Oh, it's 2 of the ruin drake thingies. Alright, let's go ahead and use Glee's Burst now. You can see just tons and tons of damage. Another reason why I didn't use the new Song of Days Past set on 5 triggers with that team is not a lot, you know, because Klee's bombs, Klee's burst, Fischl's turret, Yae Fischl, they all do their damage in a lot of tiny hits, so buffing those little tiny hits is not very useful, as much as like buffing one big massive nuke. So I just decided to go for more healing and play more comfortably, rather than buff that little bit of damage. Like as you can see, I melted the heck out of that terror shroom. And now we're already on to floor 12. We have the PMA and Thunder Manifestation, so I think that means I have to take Navia into the second floor, the second half. Even though there's Geo enemies here, I still gonna have to take Navia into that half. And when I first did this run through, I was a bit nervous about that, but it ended up not being an issue. Just because Farina and Bennett do so much damage outside of Geo that the only enemies through me are the slimes and the specters, so I was able to use Navia to take out the Geo Bishops. And even then, Navia's normal attacks did quite a lot of damage. As you can see, I'm doing a ton of damage to this PMA as well, even though it's not in its down state. There we go. Alright, here's the enhanced Ruin Cruiser that we gotta kill. Almost down. Boom. Alright, now we just gotta take this out. Alright, very fast clear. We've got about 2 minutes on this side to take out whatever's here, just the Thunder Manifestation. The only thing I'm a bit worried about with this one is it's like erratic flight path. If I'm not able to hit Navia's big burst, like right in its face, then, which that wasn't an issue because we literally just 3-shot it in, I don't even know, I didn't check the time. That can't have been more than 20 seconds. That is crazy. I don't even have a full 4-piece golden Troupe on Navia, or her new set. For opponents, I think this is the floor where it spawns like waves of these things, which is a really cool concept. That's not something we get a lot, like waves of like steady enemies like this. Normally they just spawn them all in one big floor. And I think I remember the last wave being the 2 big ruin guys. Funnel those particles into Chevro's. Yeah. This guy ran again. I'll try to get him over here and group him a bit. And get Klee's burst out. When they're grouped up, I think Yae Fischl's turrets have a little bit of AoE, so I'm not sure if the Yae Fischl turret's AoE, but I know for sure Klee's bombs and everything do. Oh, I probably shouldn't have bursted there. Actually, it's fine because it'll give me stacks. A nice thing is that I can infuse this with Pyro and then vape both Farina and sometimes I'll get a reverse vape or whatever it is, I don't know. As well as Farina's things just doing a ton of damage. So the Geoimmune guys aren't super big of a deal. Next is just a couple of these guys, which even though they're geo resistant, I still do a lot of damage. opponent.